we share any. I'm like Naruto. I'm like, I got bullied as a kid. I like that. We could get along. So, Sasuke, I don't think we have much in common, but he was tormented, and I listened to a lot of Linkin Park. That
Oh
was
my God.
fine. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm allowed to confess, Messiah.
Hey,
I'm complicated.
I love Linkin Park too. I love Grandpa Linkin Park.
I
mean, in the end, it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. Hello, it's Masai speaking from the Blur Spot. Coming at you with a third panel, third time, with again amazing guests and audience. So I'm gonna have the guests introduce themselves, and yeah, so just talk about introduce yourself. We have some recurring members, some new members. So yeah, just introduce yourself, and if you do anything else outside of like any other content you do, starting with the left.
Yeah. That's what I forgot. I knew. I'm Abdi. I mean, I do the anime-ish, but I mostly write horror fiction and paint. I'm a call those two. Horror fiction and paint.
Hey, I'm Janelle. I also go by Otaku X Cutie on Instagram. And I like to do cosplaying and book reviews, specifically like manga and like comic books. Just anything I think is cool.
Cool. Dope.
My name is Shadrach. I am also part of a different podcast called DDD Podcast. We do a bunch of different content like pop culture, music, sports, or whatever you may think of.
Lit. So we have our guests, amazing guests, and introduce themselves. Now we'll get into the questions. So first question, I'm gonna say and answer it. What anime plot twists shock you the most and why? Personally, for me, I would have to say is believe it's a lot of them, but Fate Night Unlimited Blade Works. The main character, this will be a spoiler. I'm sorry. The main character is Shiro Amiya. So essentially, he has like this hero complex where he will go above and beyond, even put himself in harm's way to save people. So to the point where it's like he was like literally always putting himself in danger, like near death experience to save people. So he got pretty much summoned, initiated into the Holy Grail War. So essentially, it's this eternal war that we have summoners who have their, I guess, servants in different classes, in which are based off fictional heroes in history. And basically, they battle to the death, and the winner claims the Holy Grail, and they get to grant any wish they want. However, one of the historic heroes, Archer, he despises Shiro with we all heard, not like us. Well, where he dressed, hates everything about him. And so make sure to emphasize that every single time. So that's how you watch the story, the series, is like, why does he hate him so much? So at the end, it actually turns out, because of his hero complex, he actually ends up becoming a hero, and the Holy Grail puts him in this holy war, which for eternity, he saves people, which again, would be his dream. However, eternity is a long time, and people do change over time. So with him constantly being in these wars, being summoned, being betrayed, tortured, his need to save people, he hates it with a passion. And with this, he takes that anger out on Shiro, which turns out is himself. And for me, I find it the most shocking because it's like, imagine you have one goal in life you want to do, and all of a sudden, the person who stops you the most is your future self who actually achieved that goal, letting you know that, hey, this is not for you. So to me, I feel like I have not seen a storyline like that. So at the time that I saw it, so that I was the most shocked. I was like, damn, like I was to this day, like still gets me.
Gosh.
Yeah.
All right. So you said the best anime plot twist?
Yeah, proceed to you.
Well, I mean, because I was thinking about the crossover between anime and other media. I'm not sure that Tokyo Gore Police has an anime. It should. Um, but maybe Pluto has the most shocking plot twist that I've seen recently, and it has to do with um. Well, I don't know if people are familiar with Pluto. As a whole, it's like this existential nightmare world where like androids and near full human androids are kind of like commonplace, and this like line between emotions, real human versus non-real human, who do we use for war, why should we um use like essentially sentient creations in war. They deal with all of these existential problems. um and finally we like arrive at a point where there's like serial murders of the most powerful um I guess humans, like created humans
Okay.
or created intelligences. And I'm not gonna spoil it, but the plot twist is the person who is plotting and executing these serial murders, and the kind of pain that they're in. I thought that was like a weirdly nuanced plot twist. It wasn't like, oh my god, but like I went to bed thinking about it. I think that's a pretty good plot twist.
I just have to finish that, to be honest.
Yeah, I can go next.
Okay.
I guess for the most recent thing that I can think of, for me, is Attack on Titan.
Ooh.
Like throughout the whole series or whatever, you come to find out more information about where the Titans come from, or like what is actually going on, or what is the end goal here. And for me, I guess like when you see like when you get to like the very last season, and then you're coming to find out Aaron has basically lived this entire life, and he's seen it all. He's lived out every single one of his basically he's lived out different timelines.
Yeah.
And apparently this is like the timeline that he wants to like be the end goal, whatever. But for me it's like you're starting to understand that throughout this entire time, like he has been in control of the whole story throughout this entire time, like from his mother dying, from basically he's basically like the mastermind of like the whole story. And like you come to find out that like he's choosing to die at the end without knowing the future, but he's also lived different futures or different timelines. And it's just been mind blowing. It's kind of like you've gotten everything that you want, but not everybody else can experience that, or not everybody else can understand that these are the choices that you have to make. And it's kind of like damn, it just threw me for a loop. And like I was just like after that I was like just thinking about it for quite a while. I was like, he really like lived it all out and chose to die at the end that kind of way.
Oh, that's actually, this is a pretty good one.
Could you repeat the question again?
What anime plot twist shocked you the most and why?
Plot twist. I had two that came to mind, but I only talk about one. I was thinking about Hajime no Ippo, and then I was also thinking about Hitman Reborn.
Ooh.
So I think I'm gonna go with Hajime no Ippo. Shocker. I feel like for Hajime no Ippo, like they kind of build it up. So like the main character, he gets bullied in school. They always have it like that, like somebody's getting bullied, and then they find a way to make it to the top, and he fights all his opponents, and then all of a sudden he's like brought to this like halt, like his growth. He gets punch drunk. I don't know, kind of like what Muhammad Ali kind of went through. Like he gets punched in the head so many times. Like it's kind of like, you know, he can't really fight anymore. He's not suitable to fight. And it's still ongoing. So like, I'm just like, finish. But yeah, like they kind of left him in limbo, and then they kind of went with his friends. So we're seeing his friends and them fight. So it's not about him anymore. It's about them. I kind of wish, he could have continued. Like they didn't like just, cut him out of there real quick. Like I feel like something else could have been done to, push him farther, push the story farther.
With him.
Yeah. That's the one that I'm just like,
Just what?
I want him to finish the fight. I want to see bigger and better fights. He didn't even get to finish his goal, which was to beat his best friend. He didn't go do that.
Yeah, wow, a main character doesn't achieve his dreams.
Yeah.
No, not even close. That's the thing. Like he wins like top of Japan. He's in his world boxing championships, but he's in a different league. So his friend is in one league, he's in another. They never come together.
Damn.
He's still in limbo.
I see like the fights, like the clips on YouTube, but I haven't really actually the story. So long. Like I watched One Piece from like when it started, so I kind of like it was keep up. But like the start from
If you
like
can watch One Piece, you can watch this.
But see, it's different because like with One Piece, I kind of started with like on TV like for kids. It kind of kept up with it like throughout. So even if I miss like a season, it's a season I catch up. Versus like start from episode 1. How many episodes does this box anime has?
It was like two seasons, I think. So like maybe like
How many chapters do they have?
1,000 and something.
Just like One Piece.
They're not the same.
But like
How long is it?
The anime doesn't follow that though.
oh, so separate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. So
the manga has a lot of training, right?
How long?
Training is also pretty important.
Montage. You can montage that out.
So in a fight anime, you're gonna skip training?
You can. They talked about like sandbags, walking. There are entire chapters about running. You
Okay.
don't need that, man.
I don't know. I kind of want to know because like they might bring that up to a point where it's like why this run is important. I don't know.
You don't need 18 chapters of road work. Like one is good. Maybe two.
Let me be the judge of that.
Okay.
I'm about to watch it all.
Messiah is just 3 hours into a running montage. He's like, yes, everything necessary. All of it, every step.
Never know. They might foreshadow something. You never know.
I'm crying.
What's your favorite scene from any anime, and why does it resonate with you? For me personally, a lot of people just give this anime a lot of flock. Of My Hero Academia. First of all, right? It's episode 1. I'm gonna go on. There's another question towards it, but episode 1, right? You have the main character was like, I want to become the greatest hero of all time. Cool. Goal right there. In this world of superpowers, I have no quirk. I have no power. So now you're like, how does he have a goal to become the best, but doesn't have no power to be the best? So eventually, and everyone doubted him. His classmates making fun of him, bullying him because he had no powers. Even his mom, to the point like his mom will always like be there for him. But even at some point, the mom being number one supporter, eventually she was just like, maybe we could do something else, And it was just like he had absolutely no one to believe in him. And then criminal escape. And it turned out one of his best friends, a person he considered a best friend, got caught in a mix-up. He has no power. All the heroes couldn't do anything. With no power, he ran out to try to save his friend. And of course, he ended up being saved by All Might, who's the greatest hero at this time, his number one idol. And so then, at the end of all that, being saved by All Might's greatest hero, after everyone doubted him, his number one hero said, you too could be great. You too could be a hero. And Deku just cries. And for me, I feel like the storytelling, the build-up in the one episode is just so powerful to the point where it's like, you understand why he cried. You feel for him. I'm pretty very empathetic person. So I was just like, damn, like, I even put my mom on this. Like, my mom on My Hero Academia. She's like on season 6. So, but it was just like,
Other than me, because I kind of stopped.
she did stop because like it got too much, but like I guess got to season 6, and it was just like for me that resonated with me because like when you're down and out and it's just to see at least this number one person to let him know that regardless of what everyone thinks of you, I believe he had one person at least to say, I believe in you. And he said, that's all I really wanted to hear, someone to believe in my dream. And I was just like, man, like, bro, that was just beautiful. Like, for what episode? That was just beautiful storytelling to me. So, yeah. What you got?
You know what? No, because I was gonna do some somber shit about
I was thinking the same.
with Kakashi and meeting his father and childhood trauma as a child soldier. But you know, 'cause they
Yeah,
were all
you put it that way.
but I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit. One of the scenes that just gets me hype. Lion Sin of Pride.
Okay.
Versus this, like, what is it? He was like
One of the 10 Commandments?
no, one of the commandment that says that you can't bear any malice towards him.
Chastity, something like
Not
that?
chastity, like beneficence or something. Like,
Okay.
it has that word bene in it.
Okay.
Essentially, everybody's crippled. Everybody's crippled because in order to attack this person, they have to have this sense of malice towards
Yeah.
them. They have to mean ill will. Escanor steps up and beats the shit out of him. Dude's confused. He's like, he's basically an angel. He's like, you're not supposed to be able to beat the shit out of me. Why? And Escanor says, I don't. He's like, essentially, like, you're not feeling any malice to a fly when you swat it. I don't feel anything. I'm just squashing you. And I thought that was a hype ass moment. He's just like, I don't feel anything. You're nothing. I thought that was a pretty hype moment. I'm like, okay, that's how you get by that. You just don't care. So there's a lot of Escanor scenes where I'm like, he's a glorified Jim Bros fantasy, and he's gonna stay that way, and we need it. We need it in the series.
I ain't gonna lie, I have some malice when I swat a mosquito. I'm just like,
Nah, for real.
For sure.
So that scene, I'm gonna say that was a good scene.
that was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. That's like one of my favorite scenes actually of the series. With that good animation too.
Yeah.
If I had to choose, I would choose Yu Yu Hakusho. Okay, there was a scene where we see like a little bit of an emotional side from Yusuke. That's when he thought that Kuwabara died during the Dark Tournament. And like he was crying, and like there was like these like spirits like around him, and he was collecting the power to like kind of defeat Tagura. And like I felt that like you kind of see you kind of see like, oh wow, he does have feelings. He's not only just fighting, he's not just, caring about the demon world. He actually has feelings about his girlfriend. I was about to say Kego, but I feel like that's the wrong name. I feel like that's from something else. I'm mixing the two.
Kikyo.
But
You whistle Kikyo
yeah,
or
yeah.
something else. But I get it though. I
I think that's from Inuyasha?
Kikyo Inuyasha. Yeah, I seen
Yeah. Wrong.
I know it's wrong, but I mix it up too with it's K something.
Yeah, but I thought that was like the biggest like thing for me, because I just was like, that was the biggest growth I've seen him do. So I was really excited for that. And then there's also this other one. I'm just gonna put another one in there. It's called Skip Beat. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but it's more of like a shoujo beat kind of anime. And it's the one where like the main character, she gets dumped by her boyfriend, and he becomes like this whole like singer superstar, and he wants to leave her behind, but like she's the one that pushed him towards his dreams and helped him, and then he kind of just left her on the rebound. And then she follows him, but into like show business to show that she can do it too, and that she's like, someone worth fighting for.
Ooh.
And like it was really pretty good, because I'm not really a shoujo person, but like I felt her.
I always like a good storyline. I might look into that.
Definitely.
Okay. For me, like this is all I can think of right now. But have you guys seen No Game No Life?
Yeah.
Have y'all seen the No Game No Life Zero?
Yes.
All right, so Zero is like the prequel movie of like basically how the world came to be, and like all the humans in the world of that world were basically like an endangered species. Like they couldn't compete against like the other races that were like fighting for power, and so the main character comes together with all of the other humans and basically plot to like become God themselves. Um, and throughout the storyline they basically um they basically outsmart every race, plot everything, put everything together in a way where um in the end they'll obtain the power to like become God or whatever. um but when the end comes around, like they all end up dying, unfortunately. Um, and as the main character reached for like the item to become God, they couldn't get it because they were like literally disintegrating while like it was in their hands. But they had like prayed to or they had like called for the god of games. It's like the god he's been playing with since like forever, since his childhood or whatever. And like um the god of game comes and basically claims it to become like god of the world. And that kind of like shows you how the way basically shows you the way how the world of um No Game No Life, the anime is like put together, and like why it is the way it is, and like why games is used to determine like determine basically how things it's basically like a court system of like the world. That's how things are decided through games. And you know, it's kind of like the way that the god of games make things fair for everybody. So it kind of like connects everything, makes sense. And it's just like that was just like really crazy to me. But yeah.
I heard No Game No Life. I don't think I saw No Game. I don't think I saw the No Game No Life Zero.
Zero is good.
It's like a movie or a series.
It's a movie.
Okay, I think I saw clips of it. I have to watch the movie then. To create a crossover between two anime worlds, which ones will you choose and why? Personally, for me, I think it would be there's some generic ones, but I think one would be really really good. Would be I think Neon Genesis and Ghost in the Shell. The reason being because I really like the religious undertones in Neon Genesis, Adam and Eve, angels, and they have their own existential crisis. Plus, with Ghost in the Shell, they have technology, so to say, between like the balance between technology and humans, so to say. So I feel like the mixture of these two worlds between the religious and technology overtones and how they try to like, you know, that mix, I feel it would be an interesting crossover, personally. Like the conversations or discussions and scenes that could happen just for crossing over those two different type of animes, but similar in its own sense.
I agree. That would be a good cross. I'm sorry. You called me mid thought. I'm gonna say something odd, maybe. I think I would cross Toriko with Blue Period. I think that there is like everybody in the Toriko universe has A, their regular lives, and B, their food lives, like gourmet worlds and shit. And people have, you know, medicinal cooking type things, but there has to be a place for art in this like gluttony centric world. And I think that high school coming of age, coming of interest, finding yourself, uh, anime about a dude like being an art student who paints like landscapes in these gourmet worlds would be kind of fire.
Okay.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Okay.
I think that there's like the university life that he goes through is kind of claustrophobic. And I think that if you expanded the world out from like a, because he lives in the real world within within that manga anime. If he lived in the like in a place where there are gourmet worlds, I think the type of thing or art or whatever he could make expands, and I think that like the university type education he has would also expand. So I think that shit would be cool.
All right. That's lit. That's lit.
This was really hard to come up with. I had to think about this for quite a while. So I just thought of something that would be funny. So I was thinking High School of the Dead and on High School Host Club. I think it would be like super funny and like hilarious just to have them like just to add zombies in there and just like figure out like what's going on. I have no idea what that would look like, but that just came to my head. But while you were talking, I was thinking about there's this anime that came out called Delicious in the Dungeon, and then I was just thinking about Food Wars. And I was thinking maybe that would also be a good mix. But yeah, the zombies in the host club is where I'm at.
Okay.
I think that'd be hilarious.
That's good. That's nice. That's nice.
I was thinking there was like a mix of things in my head. I was like trying to think of the best one, and I was thinking about Eye Shield 21 mixed with, I want to say, Black Butler.
Okay.
I try to think of like the two opposites. Like they have like really nothing to do with each other. Like you have sports and then you have like adult, like dark cult kind of thing going on there. But I think that would be pretty cool. Like it'd be something fresh, kind of like a Harry Potter sports kind of thing going on there.
Okay. That'd be a pretty good mix. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Like a sporting competition with magic users would be cool. Will it be like plot and scheme heavy?
I feel like it would have to, mainly for the dark part for Black Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that'd be pretty cool though. Like I'm just thinking like different teams and like they're all dark. Like you have Raven and then you have like Dark Skulls. I don't know. They're like one team or whatever. And then like they're like fighting using like different psychological things, or like maybe they would come up with like a cross or something. They're like, yeah, we're part of this. This is our mascot. We want to do this.
Who's an anime character or characters you cannot stand and just hate with a passion? I have like legit like beefs of other characters in anime, but I think my most pettiest one is the whole anime Bobo.
Oh my gosh, you read my mind. That's the same thing I was thinking about.
I hate it because like I get I heard it's a sarcasm anime comedy, cool, but like I kind of hate how like I was growing up. On Saturday you had Naruto, you had One Piece. I think you had either Shaman King or Wraith Master.
Ooh, Shaman.
Then you have
Shaman King.
Zatch Bell, and then the ended they got Bobo. What the fuck? You could have had something else, or like I think one time they actually cut off a few of those other popular animes and put Bobo on there. So I just had this petty beef with that anime. I heard it's funny. Maybe one day I check it out. But yeah, as of like I have this very pettiest hate for Bobo. Like why? Why does my childhood? So yeah, that's why I hate with a passion.
I feel you. I mean, he has nose hairs coming out of his nose that fight. Like it sounds so stupid. I just looked at it and it looked like somebody drew with a crayon and they were just like, yeah, like let's just put this out and just, see what happens.
And you're like, no, he's just like, no.
It's not for me.
Damn, this is hard. I hate a lot of things, but it's very hard for me to hate an anime character. I could hate all day about like just Sword Art Online, the whole thing. I'm like, it's
the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Wow.
The whole
Like
premise.
there's not a like specific
You know what it
character
is?
you don't like.
No.
Like,
I think I'm max saturated with isekai. I'm just like no nonsense main character. No reasons for him to be OP. I'm like, please just stop. I need a because they took the power fantasy, right? I'm good with it. Like shonen is mainly a lot of power fantasies, but they earn it. They're training. They have reasons for people to like them romantically. They're funny. They're charming. They do dog-like things. In the case of Naruto, they have characters that are made of insects, and they still find somebody because they do something correct. When you take and it's the whole category. I'm gonna be is there's one where he's a general flying warships. Everybody he meets falls in love with him. Everybody wants his babies, and then they also want to fight for him. The Sword Art Online. I'm like everybody falling in love with some tiny, uncharming, OP'd out dude who does nothing but be OP'd out. I'm like, there's nothing there for me to latch onto. I'm like, I'm not an OP'd out person ever. I'm like, what do we share I'm like, Naruto. I'm like, I got bullied as a kid. I like that. We could get along. Sasuke, I don't think we have much in common, but he was tormented, and I listened to a lot of Linkin Park. That was
my God.
fine. You know? Yeah, I'm allowed to confess, Messiah. I'm complicated.
I love Linkin Park too. I love Grapple.
I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter.
There's extra.
Damn.
Sword Art Online. I'm like, I can't relate. Can't relate to this. Can't relate to that. Definitely don't relate to that. So I'm just saying, nothing there for me as a power fantasy. There's nothing for me to latch on to and grow from. I'm like, that's like watching a Kanye docu before he goes insane. I'm just like, I'm not interested. At least that had complexity.
Last response.
Actually, I totally forgot what I was gonna say when he said Sword Art Online. So I'm just gonna go with like off discussion me and my friends had coming here. Basically, like we were talking about Naruto, right? And like how the whole Leaf Village basically treats him like an outcast and like a loser, or like he really ain't do nothing wrong, but like they just basically alienated him and basically threw him out to the streets. Like bro, like. What? That don't make no sense. Like the whole Leaf Village could get it, man. Like, come on, bro.
To be fair,
come on, bro.
Wow, he said pull up and you can get it.
to be fair, all Jinchurikis was treated like shit from their village. All of them. Even Killer Bee before the Raikage took him as his brother. But all of them got treated as crap. Look at Gora. He had it worse than Naruto. Let's see.
He did have it worse.
That's true.
So it's not even the Leaf. He's the main character. We're like, they should have been better. And that's just the system of the Shinobi system. They viewed as weapons. So it's like they pose a lock in motions. This is why that Naruto is, the prophecy child for changing the system of all this hate and stuff like that. But to be fair though, I don't hate the Leaf. Because it's like everybody treated like that. That's just he's doing shit. His dad gave him a short end of the stick by sitting inside Naruto, but
He did.
all right. Hey, it's Masai from the Blur Spot coming back at you. We have some few new people on the panel, so I have them introduce themselves and resume to the next question.
So yeah, what's up, y'all? My name is Hakeem. I'm in grad school right now for social work. I'm mostly into a lot of music, TV shows. I do have to catch myself up on a lot of anime, admittedly. But this is a sweatshirt from Berserk. Greatest manga ever.
Dark.
Yeah, that's about me.
Who's giving to me?
Yeah, let's do.
My name is Shaquille. I'm a big anime addict, mangas, fan fiction, just name it. I've probably read it or I'm reading it right now. I'm addicted at this point. I write fan fictions on the side sometimes too. I'm not gonna give the name because I'm not 100% confident yet, but it's no web novel. If you read it, you might check.
Hey, one day I'm gonna have you on here. We have to talk about that. All right.
I'm telling you, man. I got enough views. Like I've shown him, I got enough views. It's just like I'm not 100% confident yet, but once I get confident, I'll put it up.
I got you, bro. I got you. So actually, this question is for you. Because we actually talked about this beforehand. What is your anime dream fight versus match? For me, I have to say he was giving me some flock earlier, but Yami from Black Clover versus Zoro. First of all, Yami's destroying Zoro. I don't care. A lot of people like Zoro because One Piece, their favorite character, okay. But Zoro, if you put it on a list of tiers, okay, he might beat Yami in strength, not by too much, but beats him in strength. He beats him in durability, but Yami beats him in technique. He beats him in hacks. He beats him in speed. So yeah, I think with that being said, Yami would have the edge over Zoro. I don't care talk about Heike. No, this dude Yami has a magic spell that could pierce through different dimensions and different dimensions. So yeah, so you can't beat that. Heike not gonna stop that.
I disagree, man. 100% disagree. I feel like Yami, when it comes to Yami, it's like he's basically a swordsman, but with a devil fruit in my eyes. Like if he didn't have his black magic or whatever he had, spatial dark magic or something like that.
Dark magic.
If he didn't have that dark magic, square up with Zoro straight up, he was taking L's.
Though. It's part of his arsenal.
But that Zoro could go get a devil fruit, and then it would be like a fair fight because they both
nigga
have
can't
magic
swim.
power to a certain
Put
extent.
him in water.
Yeah, bro, he's just gonna have to start running on water like the rest of them. I'm telling you, Zoro would smoke him any day. Like, and Zoro didn't even reach his full potential to this point. Like, we already talked about this. You've seen the scene in Wano Kuni when Zoro was like slicing up the meteor. His mentor was just like, bro, you taking too long. One hand, the whole meteor was just gone. He's not even halfway near his mentor yet. Give him time. When he reaches just a little bit of his potential, you won't even be mentioning that. I'm telling you.
All right, we'll see. We're gonna see this. All right, versus match.
Man, that's tough. I have a few, but I was a huge fan of Neon Genesis, and I did watch a lot of like Gundam, so I'd like to see like Gundam and mechas from Evangelion square off.
Okay.
I like to see Rock Lee and maybe like somebody from Hunter x Hunter square off, like Gon or somebody. There was another one, top of my, I can't remember. Oh, Helsing
Okay.
versus Devil May Cry.
That'd be interesting. Next, actually.
I like to see JoJo versus Yusuke. And then I also want to see, okay, is it really anime? I want to see Yami from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
Okay, versus Kahlua. I want to see that. For some reason, I don't know why. I just
Okay.
want to see that.
Okay. That's interesting. That'd be interesting. Hey, he's dealing with those cards. I'm just saying, you know.
If he's too slow with the cards, you know, Kahlua hit him right there. Assassin, man.
Hey, man.
I think you got what's his name, got the Shadow Realm up his sleeve.
You have to
Vanish into the Shadow Realm.
I mean, but he has to, you know, say it actually and put down the card in what defense mode.
Just That's true. That'd be good. That'd be interesting. I know he's a pharaoh, some magic, so he has some tricks up his sleeve. I know we're kind of short of time. Sorry, this might be the last question. Should classic anime be remade with updated animation and storytelling techniques? I think yes. The reason being because for one, Trigun Stampede, I kind of mentioned it before. Trigun Stampede, they remade it from Trigun, and the animation might be slightly off if you not to the CGI, but like you get used to it. Plus, with its it actually more closer to the manga than the original anime, so it's actually amazing with the voice acting. Everything is top notch, and I feel like I heard they remake it Reborn, Hitman Reborn. I feel like a lot of times, a lot of animes didn't have their potential reach because, you know, either the manga didn't finish yet or they just, you know, something happened with the studio or whatever. So I feel like if those untold stories or like unfinished stories gets retold with good animation and with, you know, better storytelling techniques, I feel like it should be worth it. I think that would be Trigun Stampede. I know it's different from Trigun, but it's hella worth the watch. So I recommend if you like Trigun to give Stampede a try.
Word. I think it all depends on how it's done. Like example is Berserk.
Okay.
I love the 90s adaptation. But the newer anime with the CGI was horrible. But the movies were decent, the ones on Netflix. But I hated the anime. If they could like continue on with the original anime from the 90s, even though you might think the animation was like outdated, but I prefer that like kind of style.
Okay.
I think there's like a beauty like to it, like aesthetically.
I agree wholeheartedly. I was just about to say that, like, I like the old school classic animation style because I feel like it gives it character. And I feel like now most of the anime are CGI, so they all kind of look similar. And like there's no distinction between them. It's kind of just like, oh, okay, I see this is shiny. Like what they doing with like Pokemon, and like you see how they do XYZ and Z and black and white and diamond and blue. Like I'm just like, let it end. Leave it alone. Let it go. Find something new to work on. Sometimes I just want them to stop trying to make newer editions of stuff and just focus on make a new one. Leave that where it's at and then focus on something else.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll mess with that. I mess with that.
You mentioned JoJo too, like the original OVA from the 90s. That was like okay. But I do like the more like recent animation. But as I was saying back before, like it's like a double-edged sword. It really just depends on like who, like what studio or who's like
Who's
doing
actually
the
making
work.
doing the
Yeah.
animation.
But overall, I do agree that like some things just need to be ended. Like you don't have to like keep carry
Like they prolong
things
it for no
on.
reason.
Yeah, true. Just end that
Yu-Gi-Oh too.
Yeah.
Zexal? What is Zexal?
trash. Too many rules.
I feel like they just be making up stuff. They just want more money. Same with Dragon Ball GT, which I was telling you
She has to
before.
come back to that.
All right, we're not going there. We're not going there. We're not going there.
And-
Yo, no, I agree with y'all. Cause I remember I went back like a couple days ago. I went back to like rewatch some anime, some old school anime I used to really enjoyed, and I just couldn't get into that old school graphics sometimes. Like have you ever watched a movie like from your childhood? Then watch it now, and you're just like, yo, what the am I watching right now? Like it's just so old school. Like who watches this? But when you actually compare it to a movie now, the graphics is just so much better. Like if they was to renew that Lee versus Garo fight in today's like with today's CG stuff, like that would be dope. Nobody would not be watching that right now. That would be slayed on that.
That would be actually.
Yeah,
I
close
also
ups.
feel like it depends on if you grew up with it or not. Like if you grew up watching like Naruto, you're used to that animation style, so you kind of already know what you're looking for. But if you're like just coming into it and you're like seeing it, you're like, oh, I've seen something that's better that I can compare it to, so I kind of don't really don't mess with it.
Like, all right, like go back. Like, I'm not gonna say that, but go back. Like when you get home, like go back. Do you watch One Piece? Ah man, I'm about to delete her Instagram.
No, okay, I've seen it. I've seen up to the part where Ace died. Spoiler, but like,
Okay.
you know,
So like,
after that,
go
I
back
fell
and
off.
watch the first episode.
I
Like,
don't want to.
it's.
I will not.
No, she's going for One Piece. I'm gonna pick Peace because of you. Only Peace this time.
Ghost in the Shell, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Princess Mononoke, beautiful. I don't want nobody remaking, touching like.
I feel like
none of
those.
that.
I feel like
Beautiful.
that's fast. I feel like the ones that's like classics, like it's what they classics, if it can stand the test of time. Like you look at it as a kid, also as an adult, be like, yeah, that's still pretty good. Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's the
And,
same.
and I feel like that's what makes something timeless. I hate to do this, just yes, but I actually would have to stop. I want to do raffles. So, however, thank you so much, everyone. So it's from the blur spot. We're gonna stop here. Wait, that's actually a bad way to end it. So ready to stop.
Trying to get you a script.
He's just winging it now.
Yeah. There you have it at the blur spot with our amazing guests and panel. Talk about all sorts of things, heated debates. Everyone here is amazing. Tune in, follow us on Instagram, follow everywhere social media, subscribe as well, and follow us for more, and also follow the guests as well. So yes, definitely follow the guests, and I'm gonna tag them, so follow them. Also, had them to do. Everyone has social media that they've doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so say social media.
Otaku X Cutie.
Next time.
Yeah. Oh, you know.
I mean, my Instagram, I do have an Instagram. It's ISO Focus. It's like a play on photography because I dabble in photography. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't really be on Instagram for my like mental health reasons. So just the FYI, if anybody ends up like seeing it, like, damn, he ain't add me in 2 months, it's because of that. But yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it. But actually, we're gonna have our a new segment. We're gonna do raffles. So here at the Blur Spot, what we do is we do create a platform for Black people of color to come together, talk about our nerdy obsessions from anime, manga, comics, video games, you name it. But not only that, we also a platform for Black creators, people of color as well. So we actually have comics from Webway Comics, Ray Comics, Gigi Murakami, who I interview earlier in the year, Harry Kingsway Comics as well. So we do have and also some apparel.
Ooh.
Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer.
That's pretty cool. I was seeing that in the comic book store. That's pretty dope.
Got something from Ray Comics as well. Got Dark History here.
Ooh.
We do have Is Nana the Were Spider?
Oh. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
No. Gigi Murakami.
Ayy.
So yeah,
That's dope.
again, all these people are Black people of color. So here at the Blur Spot, this is what we do. So now for the raffles.
In it.
Hey, what's the world of the way? 0843798. Bingo! Arnold's smart. Arnold's smart. Arnold, this is what he got.
He was so excited about it too.
Put it in the universe. Oh, okay. So we'll put that back in.
Yo, man.
All right. Oh, I also have 2 more copies of Gigi Murakami. So like, even if I not 2 more. So yeah.
Ooh, I want one.
Okay. We see.
We'll see, okay?
0843797.
Woo!
Oh, okay.
Dark Crystal.
We're coming.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I sorry. Let's see here. Oh, it's back on my back. Or 0843794. Hey.
Woo! Woo!
I know this.
Choose wisely.
Right. Fuck. Yeah, sure.
No takebacks.
Hey, all good work, all right? We have 0843796. Hey. Think GG? Okay. I do have another one. So yeah, I should have one more GG and I have this as well. Ew. Okay. And then we have apparel. More apparel.
Peach Girl, Nana,
Peach.
Sailor Moon.
0843799.
That's me.
Oh, we have a GG. Oh, what? Also, says a GG. Well, okay, I'll give you GG.
Wise
Yeah,
choice.
then more.
Well, how many G's do you have?
I have 3 in total.
Copies, so 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. So that was, this one is 0843795. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that's all the stuff that we do have some apparel as well. Shout out to Lost Gardens. Thank you so much. We do have a winner for one of the shirts as well, so they will be tagged. So everyone, thank you.
Thank you again for tuning into my show, The Blur Spot. Please like, follow, and subscribe on social media such as Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and also support the guests as well by following them on social media as well. See you next time at The Blur Spot.